from discarded materials to nutrient-rich fertilizer for orchids. Today, I will share with you how to make a new fertilizer from materials that seem like waste, but which provide many nutrients for plants, helping leaves grow strong and roots sprout abundantly. Before even thinking about stimulating flowering or fertilizing, the first thing I always do is treat the roots. Any roots that are rotten, damaged, dry, decaying, or have turned brown or black are completely removed. If left intact, they will become a source of fungal diseases and weaken the entire plant. This helps the plant focus its energy on nourishing healthy roots and stimulates the growth of new ones. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe buttons to support me and so you don't miss any orchid care tips. It's great to have you as a companion on this journey. After treating the roots, I proceed with the next steps of care. Before applying any fertilizer to my orchids, I always follow one important principle: water them with clean water first. I use clean filtered water, watering the orchid roots directly about 15 minutes before applying fertilizer. The purpose of this is to reactivate the root system, ensuring the plant's cells receive sufficient moisture. I continue by bringing the plants from the garden inside to water them. This step is not only to moisten the soil, but also to check the quality of the growing medium. I always observe the water draining from the bottom of the pot. If the water is clear, without impurities or decaying organic matter, it indicates that the growing medium is clean and the environment is stable, in which case, subsequent care and fertilization will be highly effective. Conversely, if the water draining out is still cloudy, it indicates that there is still dirt or decaying organic matter in the growing medium. Skipping this step will significantly reduce the plant's nutrient absorption efficiency. Next, I'll use bananas to create a natural nutrient source for my orchids. Bananas are high in potassium, along with vitamin C and several minerals like phosphorus. In daily life, when my family uses bananas, I usually save the peels. Don't throw them away, because this pot contains many useful nutrients for the plants. Next, I will cut the bananas into thin slices. Cutting the material into smaller pieces helps the fermentation or extraction process to be more efficient, allowing the orchid to absorb nutrients better and reducing residue that can cause waterlogging or mold. Next, I prepared a clean jar with a tight-fitting lid. Then, I put all the chopped banana peels inside. Next, I add another very important ingredient: eggshells. Eggshells contain a high amount of calcium, an essential mineral that helps strengthen plant cell walls, increase leaf thickness, and prevent rot. I usually wash the eggshells thoroughly, let them dry completely, and then grind them into a fine powder. This fine grinding helps the calcium break down faster and allows for better plant absorption. This step adds minerals and creates a more balanced natural fertilizer. Next, I added another 500 milliliters of hot water. The hot water helps release the nutrients in the eggshells and bananas into a liquid form, making them easier for the plants to absorb. After filling the jar with all the ingredients, I sealed the lid tightly to ensure a stable environment inside. Next, I let it sit for about an hour. After about an hour, the banana and eggshell solution stabilized at a certain temperature, and the nutrients began to dissolve in the water, forming a liquid fertilizer. At this point, I stirred thoroughly to ensure the minerals were evenly distributed throughout the solution. Next, I took a clean bottle and filtered out all the sediment. Removing the sediment makes the solution cleaner, reduces clogging during watering, and most importantly, prevents the growing medium from becoming saturated or affecting the orchid's roots. So, we've finished preparing a jar of natural fertilizer ready for use on your orchids. Next, I prepare 500 milliliters of clean filtered water to mix the solution. This step aims to dilute the fertilizer, to prevent the plant from being shocked by excessive amounts of fertilizer and nutrients during the care process. Next, I began providing direct care for the orchid. I prepared a clean cotton pad, soaked it in the prepared solution, and then proceeded to wipe each orchid leaf. The upper surface of the leaves is cleaned of dust and dirt, allowing for better photosynthesis. I pay more attention to the underside of the leaves, as this is where mold and insects often hide. Cleaning the leaves not only makes the plant look beautiful, but also reduces the risk of disease and increases light absorption efficiency. I maintain this process every 2 weeks. Regular cleaning will keep the orchid's leaves healthy and glossy, limit pests and diseases, and ensure stable long-term growth. I continued to carefully wipe each leaf like this, ensuring that the leaf surface was completely cleaned of accumulated dust and dirt. This is a simple operation, but it directly impacts the vitality of the orchid. When the leaves are clean, photosynthesis is more efficient. The plant absorbs light better and maintains its thick, healthy green foliage. Next, I proceeded to treat each plant individually. I checked the entire leaf surface and cleaned away any remaining dust and debris. This thorough cleaning ensured good aeration, reduced fungal diseases, and unimpeded photosynthesis. After completing the cleaning, I set the plants aside and moved on to the next stage of the care process, ensuring each step was performed correctly. Next, I use a spray bottle to apply foliar fertilizer. I spray directly onto the upper surface of the leaves to wash away dirt, fungal spores, and other harmful agents. Then, I carefully treat the underside of the leaves, where many stomata are concentrated. When cleaned and properly moistened, the stomata function more effectively, allowing the plant to absorb nutrients through the leaves more quickly. Foliar fertilization, if done at the correct concentration and time, will support strong plant growth, especially during the root development and recovery stages. I maintain a 2-week cycle to ensure the plant receives a consistent supply of nutrients without excess. Besides foliar spraying, direct watering at the roots can be used depending on the plant's condition and growing environment. Most importantly, controlling the dosage and frequency is crucial for healthy root development and sustainable long-term plant growth. Next, I prepared a watering can and poured the prepared nutrient solution into it. Then, I watered the root zone and the entire potting mix in the pot directly, and ensuring the solution soaked in evenly and didn't miss any areas. After watering sufficiently, I soaked the entire pot in the solution for about 20 minutes. This helps the potting mix absorb nutrients fully, allowing the roots to absorb them more deeply and evenly instead of just the surface. With this natural fertilizer, I maintain a 2-week cycle. I don't overuse it or increase the frequency excessively. On normal days, between fertilizations, I only water with clean filtered water and mist regularly every 3 days, depending on the weather. After soaking the pot for 20 minutes, I took the plant out and used a clean cotton towel to absorb all the remaining water on the leaves and in the orchid's crown. You must carefully treat the crown and leaf axils, as this is where water easily accumulates. If water remains for too long, especially in humid conditions, fungal diseases and mold will develop very quickly. I completely dried every spot where water had accumulated, leaving no area untouched. Once the leaf surface was dry and clean, I placed the plant in an area with good light. The timing of care is also very important. I prefer to do it in the morning so the plant has enough time for photosynthesis throughout the day. If done in the afternoon, it must be completed before sunset. After dark, if water remains on the leaves, the plant will be more susceptible to disease and reduced growth. Then we'll put it in the garden. Next, I'll place the 2 orchid plants in different locations to monitor and compare them. Both plants will receive the same nutrients, the same process, and the same dosage. For the first plant, I placed it in a shadier area, specifically under a tree canopy. This location provides diffused light, lower sun intensity, and avoids direct sunlight for extended periods. Next, with the second plant, I placed it in an area with higher light intensity. The plant was placed outdoors, under a canopy, without direct sunlight but still receiving a strong amount of natural light. After a month of observation, today I brought both plants out to check and compare the actual results. I placed the plant on the table for closer observation and next to the other plant for a direct comparison. When placed side by side, the differences in growth rate, leaf thickness, and bud formation are quite evident. I went back to the garden and placed the orchid plant in a brightly lit area to re-examine it. This is the final result after two plants were cared for the same amount of time, with the same nutrients and using the same procedures. The plant placed outdoors in a shaded area with stronger natural light showed a very clear difference. Its leaves were thick, stiff, and upright, dark green with a glossy surface. The flower stalks were taller, grew faster, and extended straight. The root system was strong, with long wheel-attached root tips. When the plant received sufficient light, photosynthesis was stable, generating more energy, thus nourishing the roots and flower stalks more vigorously. Conversely, the plant placed under a shady tree, even with sufficient nutrients, had thinner, softer leaves with a paler color. Root development was slower. Both plants had flower stalks, but the plant lacking light showed a significantly slower growth rate. This observation shows that while fertilizer helps plant growth, choosing the right location for planting is also crucial. When plants are placed in an environment with sufficient sunlight and ventilation, allowing for good photosynthesis, the leaves will be thicker, the roots stronger, and the flower stalks will grow more vigorously, clearly, and stably. What do you think of this orchid care method? Don't hesitate to leave a comment and share your thoughts. I really want to hear your feedback and experiences. Every share from you is a valuable source of motivation that helps us learn and love plants more each day.